Hello, race fans, and welcome along to the Coffee Cup presented by OGRL for Season 5, 2025-2026. And we are at America's National Park of Speed. It really needs no introduction. Road America, it is a stalwart of American racing since the mid-1950s, having been opened back in 1955. On the shadows of Elkhart Lake, just off of Highway 67 in Wisconsin, smack in the middle of Milwaukee and Green Bay. It is going to be an exciting 55-minute race around this just over 4-mile circuit. My name's Alex Goldschmidt, and I'm going to be joined in the booth by my partner in crime here on MotorMouth Broadcasting. A very, very hello to Jim Cunningham. Jim, good morning where you are, good buddy. What a racetrack we've got, and we've got a big bonanza of GT3 cars that are going to be roaring around this circuit for 55 minutes, but we're underway with qualifying at the moment.
We are indeed, yeah, and it's good to be here with you, Alex, by the way, thank you. You're the cavalry, we'll just say that.
I might as well start. I might as well start playing my bugle at the moment as well. No.
But it's good to have you here, and yes, of course, Road America. I mean, what else do you need to say about that? Especially as an American race fan growing up, this was one of those iconic circuits that I remember seeing the Indy cars run out way back in the day, and the old IMSA stuff that used to run here. This place was a staple of the tracks in my background growing up, and coming into racing.
Yeah, and of course, Road America is a track that demands respect, but for all of our GT3 drivers in the Pro-Am, and Am divisions will be very much the case of, it's going to demand everything of you. It's going to demand mind, body, soul, driver and machine, being harmonious as one around this circuit. Of course, we will show you our customary track map just to give you a bit of an insight into what is going to happen. But we are going to have a really, really big grid here today here at Road America, as always with the Coffee Cup. But a big, big calendar as well to speak of, Jim. Yeah, well, looking at things at the moment, we are, we're getting quite a few laps coming in, and there seems to be a pretty close rate of, well, in terms of drivers, there's been a couple of changes as well. Roll Pasta has moved up from Pro-Am, from Am. We've got Kay Clodin and Luis Ortiz coming in Pro-Am, and then we've got C. Slane. I can't see what their first names are on our live timing, but the thing is that we've got new drivers coming in every single round. This is going to run all the way through to the penultimate weekend of March, where we've got the Nürburgring combined 90-minute enduro on March 22nd. So, but the thing is that Spa was the first round on the calendar, and that proved to be a bit, as good old Jim Ross would always say, a bit of a slobber knocker in the Ardennes Forests, Jim, because Spa is also a track that needs to have a lot of respect paid.
Oh yeah, but it was a great race. It was an absolutely fantastic race. Quite the track. Road America for me has always been a circuit I like. I got around it pretty good. So sometimes it's hard to say. I found this one to be fun to drive. It didn't really put the pressure on it. There are tracks that just turn. This is probably not one of those.
Yeah, with just over 6.5 minutes completed in this qualifying session. Looks like it's Dos Vase that is leading the way in the 27 Aston Martin with a 2:06 669. And then it's going to be, well, we're going to get things up and running with regards to the overall side of things. It's going to be a little bit easier for us. So Dos Face, Cook, Merriam, Ryan Merriam round out the top three, covered by just over a tenth and a half of a second. Then it's James Hillerich Jr. in the number 6 Ferrari 296, rounding out your top six overall. And in the Pro-Am side of things, looks like JT Sawyer, a name that I do recognise as well, currently running P9 as Ryan Merriam goes top of the timesheets in the number 1 Aston Martin with a 2-minute 2.132. That twin-turbo 4-litre V8 doing a really, really good job at the minute, as we are seeing a lot of drivers with a variety of machines. We've got a top 3 Aston Martin lockout, followed by McLaren, then 2 Porsches. Then we've got Dudkowski in the 99 Corvette, rounding out your top 8 as Tim Probert from the UK becomes the leading McLaren, goes P3 overall. We've got Ford, we've got Mercedes, we've got BMW, we've even got an Audi, a lone Audi Ranger down at the bottom of the timesheets, piloted by the USA's Bradley Lovings in the number 29. As you're also going to... we have to say, first of all, for the Old Guy Racing League, we have to say a big thank you to Arcadian Woodcraft, MAS Solutions, and Laurie's Locks for sponsoring Season 5, which, as I said, is going to take us right the way through to the penultimate weekend of our season, as we see a lesser spotted Acura NSX GT3. That's Curtis Matthews, as looks like the 46 of H. Young goes top of the timesheets, and there's the first one, Jim, with 8 3/4 minutes out of the 15-minute qualifying session completed. Does a 2-minute 1.840. Now, the big thing is, folks, it might be a lone qualifying session, but the drivers have a maximum of 3 laps in this qualifying session. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also Road America is one of only a handful of road circuits across the world that's actually maintained its current configuration. You know, one of the other things that we do have to talk about is, of course, the elevation changes. You know, going down the main straightaway into turn 1, then you're downhill through into turn 2, which you really can't call turn 2 because it's a bit of a kink here. But more to the point, then you've got the infamous Moraine sweep. You've then got the run down the hurry downs through turns 7 and 8, through into the forever going, and it sounds like it's a forever corner, the carousel at turns 9 and 10, before you head into the kink, then into Kettle Bottoms. Canada Corner is going to be one where people might dive to the inside, and then you've got going up Thunder Road into turn 13, where you're going uphill through into Bill Mitchell Bend. So, but there has been a change. Someone has beaten Mr. Young, and it's DV Roy that's gone top of the times, 2:01.793. We're about 4 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Things will probably wrap up pretty soon, I would imagine, as there's a few advertisements of some upcoming races on your... No, I was going to say...
Yeah, no, that was a mistake. I'm trying to...
Don't worry.
Trying to work on something in the background and get a flyer up, but I was struggling.
Yeah, and yeah. So at this moment, we've got nearly 20 of you watching. Thank you so much for joining us here on MotorMouth Broadcasting for this second round. We are going to have a week's break before, on the 4th of January, we return to action, and it's going to be VIR. Then on January 11th, we head to the World Centre of Racing, Daytona International Speedway on January 11th. Then there's going to be a 2-week break. Of course, the iRacing 24 Hours of Daytona will take place on the weekend of the 18th of January. We'll have a 2-week break before the 1st of February sees the series go to Watkins Glen, and then we'll go to Le Mans the week after for a 90-minute enduro. Mount Panorama, 15th of February. Road Atlanta, 22nd of February. Red Bull Ring, March 1st. Monza, March 8th. Suzuka, March 15th. And then Nürburgring combined, 22nd of March, and that'll be a 90-minute enduro. Now, one of the other things that we have as per the regulations, the drivers can run with the same car up until Le Mans, and if they decide to change, Jim, they won't be held. Nothing will be held against them on that part.
Yeah, no, that's which I think they're setting out and getting their drivers back up to over 50, like they've had a lot in this series, and I think that they are getting ready for a long season where you're going to have to pick your car for a long stretch of time, like 3 months or something. So I think that they're kind of playing around with that idea here. Let's see. I think
Yeah.
we're pretty much done with people on the track. Of course, our last qualifier, Bradley Lovings, always very good with qualifying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's got him to 38th. We're due to have, I think it's going to be 53 cars on the grid here at Road America, and that is going to be pretty dangerous going into turn one. So expect skittles being pointing left, right, and everywhere else going through that first corner. There's a bit of a runoff area at Road America at turn one, but you've got to be very, very careful with these rounds that we've got here on the Old Guy Racing League. It is a case of, in these early points of the season, you have to be very much playing it safe. You got to keep your blackjack cards close to your chest, Jim, before you get to after the pit stop, because these drivers will be limited to 50% worth of fuel, 60% worth of fuel. My apologies for the race. So a pit stop will need to happen, but the big case will be is that if you can take, for instance, a little bit of fuel to your advantage, like say stay in the wheel tracks of somebody else, and okay, there might be some dirty air in front of you, but you're going to have that opportunity whereby those little 0.1s, 0.2 litre of fuel per lap can make all the difference come the pit stop. Because the thing is, we know that this track here at Road America can also be quite high degradation on tyres. At a GT4 race the other week where the track temp was 122 degrees Fahrenheit. That was 50 degrees Celsius, and a lot of the drivers decided, well, we'll just chance it on the tyres, and they were falling off a proverbial cliff with about 15 minutes to go. And one guy decided, well, I'm going to play it safe and I'm going to put a new set of boots on, and he went on and won it, having rejoined in 6th after the pit stop. So Brad Lovings comes into pit road. Randy Coyer is still out in the 52 Corvette. So we are coming down to the last couple of seconds here in the 15-minute qualifying session for round 2 of season 5 for 2025-2026 here at Road America, America's National Park of Speed, and Checkered is out.
I do not think Brad Loving's got a lap in. I think he had an off track, and he is going to end up starting from the back of the field. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. He's one of the faster drivers, and somehow or another, I guess he got off tracks. And when he starts so late, he doesn't have enough time to probably get all 3 laps in. So, but yeah, that's a mess. Drivers are going out for warm up right now. I'll tell you what, dude. Let's
first things first. I don't think anyone can hear you on stream, Jim.
No, they should be fixed now. It's all good.
There we go.
Yep.
All good. Just had to double check.
Yep, that's all good. Yeah, so when I switched mics, when we had the little issue right before we went on air, it just didn't turn this one on full speed, full volume. But anyway, let's take a look at the track map and talk about let's talk about that as we while we're in this warm up session while the drivers are out there.
Yeah, Road America established back in 1955, 70 years of history into turn 1. It's a fast sweeper. You've got to go down the gearbox, a couple of gears, so you might be hitting about 120, 130 miles an hour going into this right-hand sweeper. There's a lot of gravel runoff on the outside. And Jim, 3 wide here at turn 1 doesn't always go.
No, that's not the best way to approach turn 1 for sure, especially not in the first lap of the race.
Yeah, then heading down into slight kink, right-hander here at turn 2, and then it's hard on the brakes, another 90 right here at turn 3. And then this means if you can get to the inside, maybe overtake 1 or 2 cars, you're then going to head down for the first descent here at Road America. And it's through into what we know as the Moraine Sweep. And this is coming out of turn 3A or 4. And then it's going to be another hard braking zone into the 90 left here at turn 5. So there's a lot of speed carried. People will go to the switch to the outside to try and get the crisscross, and then you got the short run up from 5. A lot of gravel on the right hand side of the exit here, Jim, and again another place where 2 wide's fine, 3 wide is not good, but then we go to 6, which is a 90 left, and then it leads us into the hurry downs.
Yeah, that's well, that whole section of track you just came through there is one of the better passing zones on the track, but it's also one where a lot of incidents occur because it's a pretty big area. You can kind of send it into there on the outside or force somebody out and send it on the inside as we get through that section and then through 6, and now we're here at turn 7 heading towards the hurry downs here.
Yeah, and then it's going to be a quick left-hander into turn 8, and then it's going to be what I like to call the forever corner. It's turns 9 and turn 10, which is, of course, the infamous carousel. You've got to keep very much throttle modulation in mind and also minimal steering angle. So once you try and pitch it in, don't try and oversteer the car because the back end will turn around very, very quickly and you'll find yourself turning the other way and pointing in the other direction towards oncoming traffic. Then out of turn 10, you're on the accelerator through the very fast kink at turn 11, and then it is full throttle all the way out of turn 10 through the kink here at 11, and then it's full speed down turn 11A, known as the Kettle Bottoms, and into 11B. Then we head into the infamous Canada corner here at turn 12, where you can go round the outside. I have seen it happen before, but the inside line is a preferred overtaking opportunity. Through now Thunder Valley, up towards Bill Mitchell Bend here at turn 13 and turn 13A. You're going uphill, it's cambering to the left-hand side. And then, of course, the final corner here at turn number 14. And here at Road America, just like Portimao and the Algarve, you're not just accelerating, you're going uphill, as it's then the final push towards the start-finish line here at Road America, America's National Park of Speed. What a circuit we have here for our drivers. We've got about a minute and a half to go, I think, approximately of warm-up, or we're very, very much there or thereabouts. A circuit that needs no introduction. And more to the point, we have to say a big thank you to what we're going to have, probably the best part of 50 plus cars on the grid for Pro-Am and Am here, Jim. And of course, with regards to backmarker traffic, this could ramp up very, very quickly around here at Road America, because one wrong move and you find yourself on the back foot straight away.
Yeah, to a degree, most of the guys in this league are pretty up to speed. You know, even the guys that you would consider the amateurs, the less experienced, lesser I rating guys or whatever. But still, so they're pretty close. So, I mean, but certainly this place is not that big with 50 cars out there. There's going to be plenty of traffic to deal with throughout the day as incidents occur and spins and whatnot. And, you know, we're going to have cars all over the track. And so you will be dealing with traffic at different speeds, passing you or being passed, or, you know, are you passing someone? So that will end up being a pretty big deal around here today, I think, with 50 cars in the race.
Yep, so warm-up completed here for round 2 of Season 5 of the OGR, the Coffee Cup presented by the Old Guy Racing League. And let's take you through the start.
Hold up, stop. Twice in a row.
Just waiting for the fancy graphics to turn up, and then I see something usual.
That's
right. No, okay.
No. Yeah, well, you know, that's I wanted to surprise you. I like to throw you a curveball. By the way, we do thank Alex. This was kind of a last minute thing. It's, you know, difficult around the Christmas season, and he jumped in, like called in the cavalry earlier to.
It was like Nathan Algren from The Last Samurai. Well, let's have a look at the grid. It's there we go. DV, Roy and Hayden Young on the front row, Ryan Merriam and Didos Vase. Then we got Tim Probert and Michael Dion rounding out your third row of the starting grid. James Hillary Jr. versus A. Gearing in the Mercedes on row 4. And we got A. Claudio and B. Cook rounding out the top 10. Row 6, it's going to be Bradley Tidwell and Jeremy Cheney. And then we've got Messrs. Riley and Purser on row 7. Then it's Stephen Smalley, who's decided to channel his inner Homer Simpson on the grid, versus Mr. Fack on the outside. JT Sawyer and Kay Clodin, new recruit. Then we got Dudkowski and Luis Ortiz. Ortiz is another new driver. Bonte and Acker on row 11. And we got Adam Hansen and Curtis Matthews on the next row, on row 12. Price and Williams, row number 13. That's going to be Porsche versus Mustang. Row 14, it's going to be Ollinger and Heath Ollinger and Jay Gardner, McLaren versus Mercedes. Hathaway and Sierra on row 15, rounding out your top 30. Race and Bailey on row 16. Mitchell Williams and Raul Pasta on row 17. James Kingsbury and Pernell Hanault on row 18. John Schneibel and Bradley Lovings on row 19. Then completing the top 40, Brian Hoskins and Michael Champlin. Simon Belts and C. Slane on row 21. Row 22, it's Mr. Fry and Mr. Dickerson. And we have got Lewowski and Nick Marshall on row 23. That's 46 cars. And we've got Sackett and Bowen on row 24. And then it's Scott Carlson on the inside of row 25 and D Stoops completing your overall top 50. Then it's Justin Koch, Randy Koya rounding out the penultimate row of the grid. We have got one car due to start on row 27, I believe. And more to the point, we are doing a full pace lap around this just over 4-mile circuit. 14 turns here at Road America.
We needed you needed the full lap there just to do that grid with that many drivers on the grid. That was good job, Ed. I'm surprised you didn't stop and need to take oxygen like I would have.
Well, considering the fact of when I've done 36 senior Rotax or senior X30s and I've had probably one formation lap to do it, I take a deep breath and then go for it. Whereas that was nicely paced. But yeah. I think the thing that we're going to have now, Bradley Lovings, dear. Now, they did say that if you do start from the pit lane, according to the rule book, there may be a penalty coming your way. So Bradley Lovings has not had the greatest start to his round 2 of this series, but
no,
it is going to be Voy, and that is actually, I know that the first name of the guy in the 46, that's Hayden Young, who I've commentated on him before. I recognise the livery. So
and the gold car that you'll be talking about a good bit, a bronze car today, that's David Van Roy. I'll try to help with some of those, and I know it's hard to remember people's first names and the way they have it set up. Most of them's first names aren't in here, but we'll get you up to speed.
Yeah. So it is going to be the case of David Van Roy and Hayden Young on the front row of the grid with Merriam and Dos Vase. That is going to be row number 2. And this is going to be quite interesting in the fact that it is 3 Aston Martins in the top 4, 2 McLarens round up the top 5. So we've got Woking versus Gaydon in full effect here when you talk about where the cars are currently built. Through Bill Mitchell Bend here at turn 13A and 13B. Well, let's call it turn 13 just to make things a little bit easier for us here on the broadcast. But the Porsche pace car has got its lights out as we will head through turn number 14. The pace car will now veer right into pit road, and it's David Van Roy and Hayden Young who will lead us to green here for round 2 of the OGRL Coffee Cup for Season 5, 2025-2026. They've got to be very, very much line astern, as now Van Roy puts the pedal to the metal. The red lights will turn to green, and at this point, we will be underway. Green, green, green here at Road America for round 2. And Van Roy gets the jump on Hayden Young. Ryan Merriam leads it, makes it 2 Aston Martins in the top 3, as it is going to be a little bit of a fight a little bit further back. There's one of the Corvettes, that's Michael Dion, looking up the inside of Tim Probert, going into turn number 3. And I think he just got through. So nice work there by the Corvette, making easy work of the McLaren, but now Hayden Young looking to the inside as they head down the Moraine sweep. Here on the opening lap of the race, the McLaren with that twin turbo 4-litre mid-mounted V8 gets up the inside before they've even hit the apex at 5, and that was a sterling move there by Hayden Young. Through on David Van Roy as McLaren leads Aston Martin, McLaren. We've got a Mercedes down in around about fifth or sixth, 7th place at the moment. That's gearing in the 883. But there are a couple of Corvettes. Dion and Claudio are running 5th and 8th respectively in the Pro class at the moment. But Hayden Young, he got the job done there on David Van Roy, Jim, and he made good his intentions. He said, right, okay, let's just look at this, strategize, and get the move done nice and neat.
Yeah, and he didn't get a ton of resistance from David Van Roy there. At this point, I think Van Roy's going to settle in and let his tires come up and just get into the groove of the race. There's plenty of time to battle for the lead. At this point, you don't want to fight up there and bring 10 guys into the mix. You just go ahead and open them up and run in that clean air you got up front and get yourself a 2, 3, 4 second lead on the rest of the field. And then at some point you can put a move on him down the road. There's plenty of time for that. Now's not the best time to fight if, especially if you're up front.
Okay, so at the moment, leading the way in GT3 Pro, it's Hayden Young from David Van Roy. Ryan Merriam rounds out your overall top 3. But look, there is an absolute battle and a half as we see Tim Probert in the 4th placed McLaren, the teammate from Send It Racing of Hayden Young. So both Brits doing a very, very good job. Of course, you stick a Brit in a McLaren, well, it's a bit like sticking Lewis Hamilton in a McLaren back in 2007 and seeing what happened over the next 2 seasons. But more to the point, looking at it, we have got Hillerich leading the way in GT3 Pro-Am, Sawyer leading in GT3 Am, Jeremy Chaney has got a Mustang to his inside. That's going to be more than likely, is that Tidwell or is that Purser that's getting through?
I believe that's Tidwell. I believe that's Bradley Tidwell. Yep. Yeah, it is.
And Tidwell got the move done.
That good dark purple and gold, orange, bronze, whatever, burnt orange, I guess I would call it, color scheme on his car. His colors are kind of the basis for the league a little bit, him and Bradley Lovings. It's that you see him in the pro category is the purple, and in the orange category is that burnt orange color. That's kind of the color scheme where it came from, I believe.
Yeah, so Curtis Matthews, also from OGRL, one of the main men with it. He's he's getting a little bit feisty in that Acura NSX GT3. He's right with Mr. Sawyer, so they are battling for overall AM honours.
Yes.
And the gap between them is about 0.3 of a second as they are making their way down in towards Canada Corner.
Curtis is a good guy. He's you see he's got Blue Angel liveries on his Blue Angel kennels on his car. He used to work for the Blue Angel. He was one of their ground crew or something to do with the handling of those planes. And he may be retired or he may have just left to serve the Navy. But anyway, they raise and breed corgis, and he has a kennel, and so it's called Blue Angels Kennels. And he used to sponsor a bunch of stuff in and around the OGRL and some other leagues, some of the like Tanzo and some of those other leagues. But yeah, he's a good guy. So back here battling for the lead with JT Sawyer. Looks like we've had a couple of dramas along the way. Purser in the number 17 Mustang is in the pits. Simon Belts in the 406 Porsche is also in the pits in the Pro-Am class. And then the number 14 Porsche of Fry has been in for about 7.25 seconds. We've also had Dickerson in the pit lane, so there's been a few dramas. Simon Belts found himself backwards, and the bumper is actually well away from the car. That was coming through through Kettle Bottoms, one of the fastest places on the circuit. So that's and that's a common place to it probably won't look too scary at that speed though. Yeah. See. Oh my gosh, he got on the grass out there. Oh, who'd he hit? Who'd he hit there?
That would have
Purser?
been, I think that would have been Simon Belt. No, that would have been Fry in the number 14 car.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, so it was one Porsche pinballing, just lost it coming out of the kink at high speed, and yeah, that was Purser who went straight on into the barriers. So a lot of front end damage to the Ford Mustang, and that cost him a minute and a half in the pit lane. So those that are having trips into pit road early in this second round of the season, that's not going to help them. Hathaway and Rice have just got off the circuit, and that's in the Porsche and the BMW, the 222 and the 358, running 9th and 13th in Pro-Am respectively. They've got off the circuit, so not a good spell for them. And Rice and the BMW has gone into pit road in the 358, so again, just as we said, you know, Road America deserves your respect, but you've got to be on the bubble with everything, as we see. Now that's a lovely little livery for Budkowski in the Corvette, as we see Bradley Tidwell battling away for position here.
How about that? What's that in front of? That's Hansen.
That's Hansen, who's got it's got Merry
floral?
Christmas on the hood.
Okay.
It's got Merry. It looks like it's Tim Burton's A Very Merry Christmas kind of livery on there, but
there you go.
Hansen to the outside of Bonte going through into T5, and can the Mustang have traction? Well, he kicks up the dirt going through into 6. Bonte still to the inside, and the Mustang still keeps it round the outside, not able to get through there, but might get the overspeed coming down through the hurry downs. And Budkowski right with them in the Pro-Am Corvette. So his best lap so far, a 2-minute 4.882, as the Mustang goes off circuit. So Hansen and Budkowski round the outside of the Carousel. That was a bit brave from the Corvette, but didn't quite get the job done. The Mustang having the traction and the grunt of that 5.4 litre naturally aspirated Toyota V8 engine pulling away from the Corvette. And for those people that wondered about how the engine was developed, well, it was developed in-house at M Sport, and now this is actually a name of a place in the United Kingdom. I've actually been not too far outside. It's a place called Cockermouth. It's where Ford's World Rally Championship base is. And so what they did was they said to M Sport, okay, bore it out to 5.4 litres, so give it more bore, more stroke, more torque in the lower rev range. And that's why you see the Mustang, when it gets those rear tyres hooked in onto the asphalt, it rockets away like a cannon.
Yeah, we've had a little shake-up up here at the front.
So what has happened to Hayden Young? He's dropped down to 5th place, so David Van Roy leads, and it is a 1-2 because Ryan Merriam rounds out your top 2. Tim Probert up to 3rd, yeah. Let's see. So Hayden, well, this is not going to go well if it. Now this is coming down into, I think into 6, isn't it? Yeah, it is going to be into 6. So he loses the back end, goes through the gravel, and then starts mowing the grass with the front splitter. That was actually coming through out of the hurry downs, it looks like. So, yeah, Hayden loses 4 spots on the bounce through that slight mistake coming out of the hurry downs through 7.
Yeah, now Van Roy's got Ryan Merriam on his tail. Ryan's pretty fast, and if I remember right, I think Ryan actually likes this track. There were several guys last week that we interviewed that weren't too excited about coming here.
Yeah, it isn't an easy track to get around. Of course, the drivers have their own setup, but Ryan Merriam, this is going to be very close coming through Canada Corner into turn 12. Merriam in the number 1 car holds on as they go up through Thunder Valley, through into Bill Mitchell Bend here at turn 13. And you can see that David Van Roy using a little bit more of the inside curb through 13 to get the hammer down, and now they're going to be line astern, and now Tim Probert's losing a little bit of time. He's got Michael Dion in the Corvette catching him at a big rate of knots, so the Corvette Z06 GT3R trying to close on in. Hayden Young still about 0.6 of a second behind this battle as they'll go down the slight compression zone here into T1, And Merriam still keeping David Van Roy very, very honest out of 1. They got some back marker traffic just up ahead. That's one of the BMWs. So I would think that's probably maybe Luis Ortiz, possibly. That's going to be keeping out of the way. Let's just see. No, it's the 358. That's race in currently in who's down 13 spots. He's had a very difficult session, has the 358 from the USA, but Merriam looking to the inside here at turn 5. He's going to look for the lunge up the inside of David Van Roy, who keeps the throttle pinned down out of that corner and keeps ahead by a nose. But this is going to bring in Probert, Dion, and also Young into this. And then also at the back of it, looks like we've got the 886 of England's Gearing in the... No, it's a BMW. My apologies. That's a BMW. That is actually a race there. But Gearing's about 3.2 seconds behind this battle. And we've seen this time and time again, Jim, that when you see like the top 4, top 5, they start sort of closing into each other, it gets that point where they're unbalancing one another, so to speak, whereby there's going to be a little bit of dust kicked up, a little bit of grass being mown and mistakes being made, and that's going to allow the likes of Gearing, who's got Vase right behind him, about 5.5 tenths of a second back in P6 in the pro class, that if they start battling at the sharp end of the field, everyone else behind is going to get that nice little window of opportunity. They'll look at their HUDs and go, oh, I'm not that far behind them, and they've started to fight.
Yeah, this is your classic when you start battling up front this early, it just pulls these other guys into the mix. And then you start getting the weird stuff where a guy has a different braking point than you. And next thing you know, you almost, hit him and you got to stab your brakes a little bit. And, it just kind of starts chopping up and slowing the whole group down. And then it just allows more and more to come running in as Merriam looks like he was going to try to take a shot here. Obviously at the turn 1 is a big passing zone on this track as you're coming down a long straightaway run with a big braking zone. And so it's traditionally one of the spots you're going to see a lot of overtaking at.
Yeah, so Ryan Merriam running for the Aeronaut Racing outfit, being closed in by the Send It Racing McLaren of Tim Probert in the number 12 McLaren 720S GT3 Evo, and Probert deep on the brakes into 5. Merriam gets a little bit of a wiggle as he accelerates out of 5, and that allows Van Roy to get away, but Probert up the inside here at 6. Can he get the overspeed to go around the outside through into 7, into the hurry downs? No. He thinks better of it, discretion being the better part of valour, and holds on, but Dion is right all over the back bumper of the McLaren through into 7, now into turn 8. Probert nearly went off track like Hayden Young, his teammate, did just a few moments ago. A little bit of a love tap from the Corvette on the left rear of the McLaren. And Michael Dion for the Negative Delta Motorsports outfit has got to be very, very careful in that Corvette, as now Probert is going to have him right on his rear, coming through the kink, out of turn 11. And now at high speed, they're going to probably be at the best part of 160 miles an hour heading into Canada Corner coming up next, here at turn 12. And this is allowing Hayden Young to go through, but Dion to the inside. Probert decides, I'm not going to fight it. We're only 14 minutes in. Little flash of the headlights saying, next time, sunshine, watch out for your rear bumper, because I might be gunning for it, like what you did to me just a few quarters ago. So Michael Dion brings Corvette power to P3 overall.
Yeah, word on the street is that the Corvette seems to be driving better after this latest update. Maybe they made a few tweaks to the physics of the car, because it wasn't very pleasant to drive. It would want to kick the rear end out on you, as we got a pass here.
That's Probert to the outside at 1.
Oh, they bumped.
Hit check from Probert, and here comes Hayden Young with a head full of steam up the inside. Does he go through at turn 3? No, not quite. But Probert went round the outside. Dion was just trying to see if he could keep the inside line, and Probert gave him a hip check that woke him up quite quickly, I think.
They might have another one right here.
Yeah, as Hayden Young sometimes trying to go towards the outside. If it was me, I'd probably look for the crossover. You try and do the crisscross behind, so you sweep out wide and then turn tighter in. But no, and Probert's just spun it. Probert has just spun it out of 6. That's not what he wanted to do there, and that is a real shame for the number 12 car. Tim Probert out of the top three now, having spun it after an audacious
all the way into 12th.
round the outside. Yeah. Oh dear, that's not what he wants.
Oh man,
that's not what he would have wanted. But it just goes to show, we did say about this track needing to be respected here, Jim, and I think Tim Probert just carried a bit too much overspeed, and that was it. The McLaren was around.
Yeah, and at this point in the race, they're still carrying a lot of fuel, and these cars are still probably well, not really, a wee bit heavy. That's actually not. I forgot they started on 60% fuel, so they are. So that's not an excuse. What would have caused that, but yeah. I mean, it's just this is one of those places, man. This is an old, worn-out surface. It's still a little slick, even when it's cool out like it is. But yeah, I mean, at any point, you got some fast corners around here that you carry a little momentum through it. It's easy for that rear end to kick out on you if you, if you get on that throttle too early, especially around an elevation change where maybe the car gets a little light or something, Yeah,
it has been a bit of a development though. Raul Pasta in the number 771 Ferrari. Last time I checked, he came in on lap 6 and does not look to have carried on in this race. So out of the 53 starters, we're down to 52. Let's see if we can... he's done exactly what we saw with Simon Belts earlier on the back end of that car, completely destroyed, no rear wing, no back bumper, and I think he's called time there because I think that caused terminal damage to the Ferrari.
Yeah, I believe that was pretty severe. This is Bailey here. And
he dived up the inside. That was on the.
But he was when
number.
Let's see. I thought he was. Let's look at the angle here.
Yeah, so Bailey gets a touch, and that was from one of the BMWs. Couldn't quite catch the number that came through shots.
Maybe Gardner. Does that sound right?
Let's just have a look. We got Riley in the 78. You've then also got Sierra in the 979. So I'm wondering if it might have been Sierra that might have dived to the inside there, possibly. But we've got so many cars to keep a track of here. You've got Risley and Reis and Luis Ortiz. They're also all in BMWs. So Bailey getting a little bit of a hip check, but. It's just the case of when you see how hard these drivers are pushing, as we see Bonte in the Triad Motorsports Porsche, and then you've got also Dudkowski in the Pro-Am class in the Corvette trying to get through as they come out of Canada Corner, and he was still right behind the number 19 of Adam Hansen in the Ford Mustang, so they're really picking up speed. And I think also Curtis Matthews isn't too far away from Mr. Dudkowski, but more to the point, there's still a lot of battles to be had, as Hayden Young still ahead of Michael Dion, but the battle between Roy and Merriam has started to expand a little bit here, Jim, because we're 19 minutes in out of 55, and the gap between David Van Roy and Ryan Merriam, the two Aston Martins at the front end of the field, covered by 1.2 seconds.
Being around this league for a little while, every time I think of certain guys from like the time that I started to know them, what they were driving, and I always associate them with those cars, right? So like David Van Roy was a Mustang guy when the Mustang first came out, and I always associate him with the Mustang, and when somebody says Aston Martin, it still catches me off guard, I'm like, he doesn't drive an Aston Martin. And then Ryan Merriam the same way. He was a Porsche guy up until recently, and now he's made the switch. It seems like this Aston Martin is kind of finding its feet, so to speak. It started out slow. It wasn't the most popular car. It had a tendency to want to spin, have the rear end kicked out on you under throttle, and so. We'll see. It seems like they may have tweaked that one and got it fixed too. It looks like we had another incident here with Price.
Also John. Price.
He was right in there behind the that Corvette
Dudkowski.
Yeah,
he was right behind him. So
I wonder if that caused Duskowski any damage as well.
Well,
the front
Randy
bumper's falling him around the track.
Yeah, falling off on the track, and it's like it's like it's got a bungee cord attached to it because
it keeps coming back. Look, here comes one.
It keeps coming back. Yeah,
gone.
off it goes.
That's funny. If it comes back now, that's gonna.
Yeah, so Price is in the pits. Randy Coyer in the 52 Corvette has been in pit road for over 6 minutes now. So, wonder what happened to him. But that's probably been a big off. I mean, we have seen it a couple of times
now. There's plenty
now.
of off tracks that aren't showing as accidents, because it's not two cars coming together or a big crash, but it's enough to that they're messing these cars up.
Yeah, exactly.
Right here, look at this coming up on the. Oh.
Yeah, that's
Cook.
Cook versus Riley. That is for 6th in the GT3 Pro classification. So they some good. There's Dos Vez for the big league boys. Yep, can't exactly miss that livery.
No, that's pretty. It's kind of Grinch green, sort of. I'm sure it's not a Grinch livery, but actually, the guy just did me a Grinch livery. What a nice guy he was. He took care of me, hooked me up for a Grinch livery for Christmas. You can't miss that car. That bright purple and lime green. I like it though.
Yeah,
I'm a big black and green fan of about any shade of green. I think they all go well with black.
Yeah, I think everyone has their own
of
preferences.
Course.
I think for me, if it looks a little bit outlandish, I don't mind it. But like, say, if someone was to say to me, okay, Alex, you're going to be running in a BMW M4, what I'd want to have is a BMW Motorsport style livery, honouring the official colours of the brand, of the BMW M brand. Oh, Barry Acker nearly had a moment there.
Right, very close. Like the factory BMW race paint jobs, that's a good, clean looking livery, though. I mean, that's a pretty sharp livery. They did a really good job with those BMW factory liveries. I like it.
I still remember the days when Hans-Joachim Stuck went over with the BMW crew. This is back during the fuel economy crisis.
70s,
back in the 70s.
And
the thing is that BMW, there was a running joke that Stritzel, which is his nickname, a man who's won the Nürburgring 24 Hours in 3 different generations of BMW. The thing was, there's a really, really good film done by BMW Motorsport, and it's all about the touring car side of things, through how successful they've been. And when they brought the Batmobile, the 3-litre CSL, over to what was the IMSA equivalent at that point, everyone thought it was British Motorworks. But Stritzel if he hit the top step, would always yodel at the top of his voice when he hit the top step. And it was in-house joke because Jochen Neerpasch, who was the man that actually kick-started BMW's motorsport antics, courtesy of ex-Chrysler boss, who at one point ran BMW, Bob Lutz. And by the end of the season, BMW had wrapped everything up, and then there was this brilliant article saying BMW stands for Bavarian Motorworks. So we've got Claudio here, the Puerto Rican driver. Oh, that's not going to go well in the Corvette. Spins it. Watch your rejoin. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Right there.
Oh, right. Coming out of turn 5.
Yeah, and on that side, the wall kind of prevents you from seeing what's coming around that turn because it's practically a 90-degree turn there. And these cars sit really low. They're not very high off the ground. So you run up next to that wall, you can't see what's coming. So the only thing, you got your relative in your car to look at it. You hope that that's accurate enough to, to get you out there without pulling out in front of somebody.
Yeah, definitely the case. Good thing is that the driver from Puerto Rico managing to get back on the asphalt in the right direction. So 25 minutes out of 55 completed as it's a Corvette keeping out of the way, whereas Curtis Matthews, he's going for an opportunity here. Well, he's now leading in the AM class.
Yes.
but he's got Sawyer and Gardner right up his rear tailpipes at the moment as they come out through turn number 1.
Yeah, this is actually quite a battle for the lead back here, 30 minutes or 25 minutes into this race.
Yeah, they've got a few drivers. I think that might be possibly Luis Ortiz just in front, whose nickname apparently is Pekka. Thank you to Miguel Colon in the YouTube chat, watching along with the 20 plus people that are watching the live stream at the moment. If you haven't yet liked, shared or subscribed, please help us out here at MotorMouth Broadcasting. Every little share, every like that you can do, and every subscription helps us in
Even
ways
comments.
where we can put in comments. We're looking at also there's a lot of interest for MotorMouth Broadcasting at the moment, and there are some interesting plans that we can't share with you just yet, but are currently under discussion behind the scenes for 2026. But of course, OGRL Coffee Cup will be going right the way through to the penultimate weekend of March, and it'll be every single Sunday. You'll be able to join us every single time at around about 9 a.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. UK time, as Luis Ortiz is having a battle with a McLaren. Now, that might be Tim Probert, who is recovering. That is the number 12. I just caught the number on the right-hand side, as Riley in the 78 at 26 minutes and 50 seconds has just brought his number 78 BMW into pit lane. Now, this could be
this is an undercut situation right here. This is, this is not a bad strategy from a guy that was running in 11th, 12th place, something like that. Maybe you undercut and get you some track position here. Be curious to see if they take tires or not. Let's see.
Yeah. So if they're going to be on a just a traditional fuel stop, you're probably looking at about 20, 22 seconds. Full pit stop, you're probably looking nearer the 40. Oh, Hayden Young's just got a black flag for speeding in the pit lane.
Oh, no.
That's going to be an additional 30 seconds stop and hold.
40, isn't it?
Bonte and Hansen have just done the same thing. So more drivers getting caught out for speeding in pit lane. Bonte, Hansen and Ollinger have all caught the black flag.
I don't see any of these guys taking tires. I haven't seen one car go up yet.
No,
No, that was just him gearing
So,
up.
Riley in the 78 BMW, 21 seconds. Bailey in the number 2 Mustang, 21.7.
Well, I got something for you. Look at this.
Go on.
Here you go. Let's do this.
There we go. Oh, no. Did you see what happened? The 21 just caught the inside of the pit wall and got bounced left to right. That was Bonte for Triad Motorsports.
What in the world just happened?
Well, the thing was, he tried to sneak in behind, and there was a Corvette that just had an absolute mare. And Bonte's around at turn 3. Oh, dear. Now, he caught damage. That was big right-hand side damage. Now, look, let's have a look at the replay. So, Bonte is there. So, he's on the right-hand side of the number 19. Now, watch closely. He's going to completely misjudge it. Turns it in too late. Bang. And then there's a Corvette that has the biggest 180 into turn 1 and hits the gravel. Not too sure who that was. That might have been Scott Carlson, possibly, but Bonte is going to have a really, really rough. Yeah, that was on his own. That was not induced by anything. I mean, if he might say
he probably got damage to that car after hitting that wall and shooting across like that. I think that was Williams. That was Williams in the Corvette that was involved in that.
Mitchell Williams had
unfortunate for him. I mean, nothing to do there. There's nothing he can do.
Yeah, exactly. And now, Bonte will have got a black flag penalty for crossing the white line coming out of pit lane because of the way he impacted that wall. I mean, you can't squeeze two cars through that gap.
No.
So
that was strange. I'm not too sure. I don't know. I really want to kind of go back and have one more look at it. I'm still trying to figure out exactly how all that happened there. I might have went to the wrong spot here. Oh no, I didn't. Here he's just coming down, and then Oh my gosh.
He's gone on he's gone to avoid, and that was at over 150
Oh
miles
yeah,
an
he
hour.
was
I'm
flying.
afraid.
That's one of the fastest points on the track. I mean, he's been wide open down that entire straightaway at that point, and he's the only thing, he was coming uphill, so the car could have been going a little faster, but for the most part, yeah. Oh, that's just horrid, man. Well, I feel so bad for him.
And
We
that
just
was
had a
definitely
big-
Code Brown clean up in aisle 3.
Yeah, that was, man alive. That's a tough break. Golly, having a good run too, and just that's tough. Let's take a look at the class leaders, where they sit and if they pitted yet or not. So we got, obviously, well, there you go. David Van Roy and apparently the rest of the crew up there at the front are coming in for pit stops.
Hayden Young hasn't though.
No, he decided to. Well, so
we're gonna see. So Van Roy, Merriam, Dion.
Yeah,
Vase,
Probert's going to be your leader.
Yeah,
he stayed out.
Yeah.
So if he was able to save an extra lap of fuel there during that session, maybe that's why he wasn't pushing the guys up front. But he's going to squeeze one more lap out of it. Those are usually good laps. We'll have to look at the lap time, because you're running really light on fuel and you've got clean air around you. Nobody else is around you racing you. So he should, in theory, have a nice lap here. If you, that's one of the things you can do when you take advantage of the fuel like that, and you get that one free lap, light fuel load, and nobody around you.
Yeah, he's just coming through 5 at the moment, and using every millimeter of the track that he can, without getting a slowdown penalty. So he's just gone through 6.
It's a good place to push, though. It really is.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, you can use a little bit of that runoff area to your advantage, and the thing is that
guys are pitting.
Right, so I think it's gonna be the case of, so Hayden Young is just coming to pits, and let's just see what his time is. 22.4. So Hayden's only taken on fuel. So it's now a case of what Tim Probert does, because he's 70% of the way through. Effectively, we're on lap 16 of this race, and we are more than halfway through. So 32 minutes 50.
We're well past halfway, actually. 4 or 5 minutes past.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be, what's going to be interesting from my perspective, Jim, is if anyone does now. Gearing, who got the black flag, was in his pit stall for a minute 4. Champlin was in for a minute 1. So it's going to be that case now that Tim Probert, who comes into pit lane. Now the thing is that Ryan Merriam is going to take the lead of this race. So he managed to jump Van Roy by a second in pit lane. So 1 second less on the fuel stop window. So that was well timed by Ryan Merriam. That's big. That's big.
I mean, that's, in a lot of races when you got drivers this close, man, a second on pit road is massive on the track. It takes a lot of effort without somebody making a mistake to close up a second when you're running up there with those top guys, because they're all fast and they're all consistent.
Yeah. And I think now it becomes a full-on sprint, because David Van Roy will try and chase down Ryan Merriam, and that's going to be quite crucial. Tim Probert, in the meantime, 18.8 seconds on his stall in the pit lane.
That's pretty short fuel there.
He might have just put enough.
Yeah, I'm sure that
maybe get him across the line with fumes.
That's what he's hoping that he did. We'll have to keep an eye on that, because that is, that seems quite a bit shorter than the people around him are taking. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be an interesting story to watch. Now, if he makes it and he doesn't have to save tremendously, what a brilliant pit stop that was.
Yeah, that's the thing. But there's a lot of time that he's got to make up. Bearing in mind where he is in comparison with the rest of the opposition. If he manages to get through on Cook in the McLaren, who's currently running P8, the 367. So if he can Tim Probert's now down to 10th because he's behind Stephen Smalley in the 444 Porsche from Canada. So the thing is that Probert's going to have a lot more speed in that car. We know that the Porsche likes to do Porsche things, folks, but in a straight line, the McLaren has the top speed advantage. But whereas if it's fast sweeping corners, the Porsche can take that additional maybe 3 to 8 miles an hour more through the corner, just because of how its drivetrain is set up. You know, with the the engine being mounted on the rear axle, the fuel tank loaded in the front of the vehicle on the car is going to be a little bit better for, let's say, Smalley, but Probert coming out of the final corner. You're now going to see the overspeed. I mean, he's 0.4 of a second back, and now the car affectionately known when it was first introduced as the Torque Monster, the 4-litre twin-turbo V8 mid-mounted engine, codename N480, now closing in on that 4-litre flat-six naturally aspirated boxer engine in front of him. And that gap has come down to 0.3 of a second. But it's over the faster sections where the Porsche doesn't have that top end that we know of, but the McLaren is able to wind it in, hook, line and sinker, and maybe try and go for the late braking move down into turn 5 off of the Moraine sweep.
Yeah, and 5's the spot that you would, that's one of the main places that you would try to make that pass for sure. But that Porsche is just so nimble, man. And I tell you what, in recently driving the car, revisiting it after this latest tire model, I want to say the tire model did it justice. I mean, it seemed to work well on this car. It really makes that Porsche feel a lot more planted than they used to. It's always famous for the rear end stepping out on them, but the reality is, it seems like to me it's gotten better.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was going to send it in there, but no, he did. He just pushed it to see if he could make him make a mistake. But he might be trying to roll it on the inside here. This is a nice pass. He's fixing to pull off.
That was out of
well
turn 10.
Executed, and he never put his car in what looked to be an uncomfortable spot. It didn't twitch weird on him or anything. He drove it right in there, planted.
Yeah, that was through turn 10 at the Carousel, heading into the kink, but Stephen Smalley staying with the Brit as they go through out of Kettle Bottoms into Canada Corner, now through up Thunder Valley into Bill Mitchell Bend here at turn number 13. You've got that big oak tree to the left-hand side of the inside wall, and then it's through into turn number 14. So Tim Probert already starting to put a gap between himself and Stephen Smalley in the Porsche. So Probert now up into 9th, but with 17 minutes left to go on the counter here for the 55-minute round 2 of Season 5 of the Old Guy Racing League Coffee Cup here on Sunday, here at America's National Park of Speed. Look at the gap. Well, Merriam was leading Van Roy by 1.2 seconds. The gap has now been absolutely decimated because Merriam is hitting back marker traffic and Van Roy is closing in every single corner he can get an opportunity on.
I'll tell you what, and that's a big advantage. Merriam came out of the pits 3 seconds faster overall pit stop time than David Van Roy, and he's been able to recover that pretty quickly. So that's pretty impressive drive. He's moving right now. Oh, we had somebody off track there.
That was Mitchell Williams again?
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Apparently he's like a kitty.
Yeah.
He's like a kitty cat around here, man. He keeps finding the sandbox.
He's found the litter quite easily.
Yes. He's been rolled it into the kitty litter a couple of times. Man, this is the kind of track that if you don't find the rhythm of this place, you're off track all the time, all over the place. It's just one of those tracks. It's not very wide. It's got, corners that if you don't hit them at the right speed and the right, angle and apex, they run you wide. It's just one of those corners, one of those tracks.
Yeah, Tim Probert's been off the circuit again, and he's actually chopped back behind Stephen Smalley. So Tim Probert, I think, has been pushing a bit too hard again in that number 12 Sendet McLaren. So that's dropped him down a position as we ride on board with David Van Roy in the slipstream. Less than a tenth between the top two. Merriam, Van Roy nearly sent it, but decided,
the thing is, well, they're both Aston Martin. See, I was about ready to say that Merriam could break later in that Porsche because I'm so used to him being in a Porsche. Yeah, no, that was he did a good job there. Merriam did he drove it on in there deep to make sure that Van Roy couldn't get a good run on him, and but Merriam's a good driver. He's fast. Both these guys have been champions of the league. Ryan is a current defending champion, and David Van Roy was, I believe, champion a couple of years ago. If he didn't, he won a lot of races, when the Mustang came out, and he was so fast back then.
Yeah, and now it seems like they're on an even keel, the two, as
Michael
Dion's had it.
Yeah.
He's P3 now, so the negative Delta Motorsports Corvette has moved up 3 places in the GT3 Pro side of things. Hillerick still leads in Pro-Am in the Ferrari, so he's done a pretty good job. He's stayed exactly where he's been.
No offense to James, but he's going to be a pro soon. Let's just say that. He's fast, man. He's let's see, where is Acker at? Acker is how far is he behind?
10 seconds.
Yeah, that's a pretty decent sized lead, but nevertheless, Hillary, he's tough, man. He's probably ready to move up soon. He's clearly outrunning a lot of pros right now, running 8th overall. So
yeah. Also, with regards to our AM side of things,
Gardner.
Gardner's through on Matthews, and so the Mercedes is about 1.5 seconds up the road from the Acura, and then it's
good to see an Acura. By the way, nobody's driving the Acura anymore. What the? I don't get it. It's not slow.
No, it's a bit like when all the new cars started coming in, like the Mercedes, the BMW, and everything like that. And the car that was the tour de force was the McLaren MP412C GT3, which used to split flames. What have you spotted?
David Van Roy.
Oh no! Oh, he's lost it out. Was that out of 3? Yeah, that was.
Oh man, I hate to say it. That's a classic daggum Aston Martin spin. That's what they've been doing the whole since they came out. Just like that. It gets unstable in a mid speed corner, and the rear end just wants to slide out from under you as you touch the power. There was a lot of really good drivers that thought they could drive that car and couldn't. There's been really fast. Sorry to cut across you, Jim, but I've just seen that Gardner's just lost the lead in Pro-Am. It's gone back to Curtis Matthews. Oh, okay.
So Gardner in the Mercedes. Now we've got Matthews. Let's have a look. So Curtis Matthews is in the lead. Oh, this is back marker traffic, I think, just happening in front. And let's see, coming through into shot, the Mercedes is off in the gravel.
Oh, yeah.
So he was catching it. So Gardner was catching a couple of back markers and was to the outside into turn 1. And then there's a McLaren. We've got Claudio in the number 20 Corvette who's just been off 40% of the way through the lap. So as this race is coming towards its end, we've got about 11 minutes to go plus change. So this is Claudio. Oh dear, he's going to get. So this is coming out of 5. So he's got a Mercedes behind him. Oh, now that was that was more than just a love tap to the left rear. That was a punt.
Yeah, yes, but I'm just playing devil's advocate here. It's so easy when you're riding right behind somebody like that. If they maybe for whatever reason feel like they need to brake a little early and they catch you off guard like that, that's so easy for that to happen. It's not an excuse, but it's just so easy to make that mistake.
Yeah, Claudio's got no rear diffuser on the back of that car, nor a rear bumper either, so the taillights have gone away from the Corvette Z06.
Well, that's not going to help. That's not going to help.
No, that's not going to help him at all, because I was going to see when he's braking. But still, at the minute, Ryan Merriam is leading by the best part of just over a second from David Van Roy, who by 5 1,000ths of a second has got the overall fastest lap of the race, 2 minute 2.162. Curtis Matthews is just over a second ahead. There is Tim Probert in the number 12 car. Now that looks to be possibly another Sendit McLaren behind him. I'm wondering if that might be... I'm wondering if Hayden Young is actually in front of him. That's or behind him. It is. So it's Tim Probert, who was one of the cars that was actually in the way of Gardner. That was actually in front of him, coming through into turn 1, which is why Gardner went exit stage left and ended up being another one that ended up wanting to go and play in the litter.
Yeah, that was this track. I mean, it's so easy here for that to happen. I can't even tell you. It's just something about the way that the track. It just seems to lighten up under the car. You know, there's a slight little elevation drop at just the right points, and that can cause you to overshoot your brake marker. You know, or the car not grip up quite like you thought because it's a little light. It's not loaded down into the track. This battle's a good battle right here, though. These two are going at it for first place in
Gardner's got back through.
Yeah.
Gardner's got back through on Matthews. So, battle for GT3 AM with 8.5 minutes to go. That's very much undecided. Whereas Merriam and Hillary seem to have their one hand on the winner's trophy, so to speak, here at Road America, America's National Park of Speed. And a big thank you once again to Arcadian Woodcraft, MAS Solutions and Laurie's Locks sponsoring this. As Luis Ortiz might have just... I wonder if he's hit instant limit points possibly, or off tracks.
Yep,
black flag.
Yeah.
Black flag. Well, he's sped coming into pit lane.
No, I think the black flag might be the incident point thing.
Right. So
but it looks like he's stopping them.
Yeah.
Unless he got a speeding on top of it, but...
If he got a speeding on top of it, then that's double bubble.
Well, yeah, but you can't serve them both at the same time either, so who knows what's going on there. I'm just trying to see what we got battles here developing in the last 7 or so minutes. A lot of them, like you said, have shaken out already. We do have a few, though. This battle back here has been intriguing with Gardner and Curtis Matthews. Gardner's back through again on Curtis. They've swapped this spot back and forth several times.
Oh, right. I've just found out. Thank you to CC Racing 787 on YouTube. Luis Ortiz's steering wheel stopped working, so stuck in third gear and got a penalty for speeding in pit lane as well. That's why he got the black flag. Oh, that's not what I like to hear. Hardware failure, and then all of a sudden... That's... Yeah, because normally you're in first gear when you come across that pit lane limit line, and then because he's in third gear,
right?
If he's accidentally accelerated, then that will put him north of the pit lane speed limit, and then oh dear.
Well, that's
so it looks like
I hate
that's a shame.
Yeah, I hate equipment failures. If you beat on the track or you even wreck yourself or whatever, it doesn't matter. You know, at least you did it. But equipment failures and internet drop kill me, man. I just hate that. We had a good battle here going on while I'm running my mouth, but just how strongly I feel about equipment failures burning somebody. I hate it.
Oh, now who was that? That was Probert. One of the Sendit cars off in the background. Probert. That was Tim Probert. Who's,
I know he's shooting in the pits. So maybe tires.
Black flag as well for incident point.
It doesn't surprise me, man. I'm telling you, on my thing, you know, where it shows me all the incidents that's happened during the race, as it scrolls by, there's been a ton of off tracks. That's the reason I haven't even tried to follow them, because there's so many that, you know.
Yeah, well, we haven't seen that many slowdown penalties, but Jeremy Chaney in the number 15 Porsche has just been given one, and which he's just briefly served. But Gardner and Matthews, they could be knocking 7 bells out of each other very quickly, because we are into the last 5.5 minutes of this race. The gap between the two is a 1/10.5 as the Acura close in to the Mercedes-Benz as they head down in towards turn 5 off of the Moraine sweep. And Matthews is going to look to the inside. He decides to brake early. and decide, well, if I want to get past Mr. Gardner, I'm going to have to try and be a little bit braver on the brakes. But I think it's sort of like, it's got to be more that run down into T1, but Gardner comes with a big lick of speed out of 6, manages to keep the throttle pinned in a Falterbach's finest, and opens up the gap to 0.4 of a second as they've just come through the hurry downs into turn 8, and the Acura looks to be a little bit more planted than the Mercedes as they go through underneath the Speedville bridge into the Carousel, and Matthews taking the shorter line. Look, he's flirting with the grass with the right side tyres, kicks up the dust ever so slightly.
He's got to watch Gearing, though. He's got Gearing right on his tail. As much as he's trying to catch Gardner, Gearing is all over him right now.
Yeah, well, Gearing's got no front bumper and no front grille to speak of, so that car's going to be at an aerodynamic deficiency.
Doesn't seem like it. Is he missing it, or is it just black? I think it's just black.
No, he's missing it completely.
Is he?
If you look at, if you look, it's got the intercooler being shown.
Look.
So Gearing has got like all the radiators on that Mercedes are exposed. And there you see it. There you go. There's the front crash bar and everything. That's got no front bumper on it at all, and it's not hindering
not slowing him up at all, is it? Well, it'd be interesting. He was tucked in behind Curtis, so he was already would have been suffering aerodynamic deficiency on the nose. Let's see now that he's in front of him. Let's see if it's going to hurt him or not, because now he's going to feel the loss of aero.
Yeah, big thank you to Miguel Colon. Thank you very, very much for the updates. He said that Luis tried to turn the steering wheel on and off again after the pit stop, and he said it's no bueno. It's not going to work, unfortunately. So Luis Ortiz in the number 18 BMW is an official retirement, as we've got Cheney, and I think that is James Hillary Jr. behind him in the Pro-Am leading Ferrari, rounding out the top 9 overall. So good job by James Hillary Jr. for BWE Racing. He's going to look to the outside to get the inside line. Nearly thought of the opportunity to get through on Jeremy Cheney. Now this is for P8 overall, Porsche versus Ferrari. Up through Thunder Road into Bill Mitchell Bend here at turn 13. And now, Riley in the number 78 BMW has just got a black flag. That'll be for too many exploits, I'm afraid.
That's fourth
we're into the
overall.
final. I know, that's P4 overall. We're into the final 2.5 minutes, so I think we will have this plus one more lap to go. We're on lap 26 here at round 2 of the Coffee Cup presented by the Old Guy Racing League, as we run on board on the rear roof cam of Jeremy Cheney for Aeronaut Racing in the number 15 Porsche 991-992 designation GT3R, battling away with the 296 GT3 of James Hillerich Jr. This is for 9th overall, but more importantly, James Hillerich Jr. has got over Hansen in the Pro-Am class, a nearly 15-second lead, but Ryan Merriam still leading the roost in GT3 Pro. It is an Aston Martin 1-2. The gap between Merriam and Van Roy is 11 seconds. Meantime, the gap between Gardner and Matthews has expanded to 2 seconds.
Yeah, Matthews is slipping back. He's back to second place there now behind Gardner. It's kind of slipping away from him a little bit here late.
You know what? I have to give Curtis Matthews a lot of props here in the Blue Angel liveried Acura, doing a really, really good job. I mean, the thing is that he's right behind Gearing as well, so he's getting a little bit of a slipstream for the front bumperless Mercedes-Benz that's in front of him as they're going to head down the moraine sweep into turn number 5. But very shortly we will be getting the white flag as Ryan Merriam is making his way. Riley has yet to serve that black flag penalty. There's Kay Clodin, who is rounding out now. He's a newcomer.
Yeah, well, that's
in
Kenneth Paladin. He's been around. He's raced in several series that I've broadcast recently here on the MotorMouth channel. He has been racing GTPs for the past couple of seasons in another league that I used to broadcast, and it's good to see him over here running a GT3 car. He's got pace. He's one of those guys that's pretty fast, but makes the occasional mistake as he's learning, you know. So we got Riley's in serving that penalty. Okay, so we got another good battle right here. Look at this with We're down to the last lap here.
Yeah, we are indeed. The white flag has gone out already for Ryan Merriam for Aeronaut Racing, and his teammate in 7th position overall, Jeremy Cheney, in the Porsche, doing a really, really good job hanging on at this moment in time ahead of the Pro-Am leader, James Hillerich Jr. They've got an Aston Martin closing in quite quickly to the back bumper of Hillerich Jr. But more to the point, what we need to do now, Jim, is we need to concentrate on our overall race leader, because Ryan Merriam, who started from the outside, from the inside of Road 2, started 3rd on the grid. He is going to be coming through into the kink for the final time here on lap number 27. He's got a car that he's trying to get through on at the moment. I think that looks to be that's going to be a McLaren in front of him, judging by the headlight clusters on that car, which it is. But it is going to be through
Christmas delivery, it looks like.
Yeah, looks like it, but up through Thunder Road. Bill Mitchell Bend, one more corner remains. And when the dust settles here at America's National Park of Speed, through turn number 14 for the 27th and final time, it's Aeronaut Racing, and it's the number 1 of Ryan Merriam, the defending champion who powers up the hill here at Road America, will take the victory after 55 minutes of incredible racing here at Road America.
Yeah, what a great run for Ryan. Strong fight with David Van Roy for most of the fight there. Michael Dion, some really good racing up there.
Yeah, Jim, James Hillerich Jr. is going to be coming out of the final corner very shortly, and he's going to make his way across the line, and he will take the win in the Pro-Am division. And then more to the point, it's changed again. Curtis Matthews is now ahead, but it is going to be Garner who's gone to the inside through at the kink on the final lap. It's Acura versus Mercedes-Benz on the run down to Canada Corner. It's been musical chairs in the AM division between Matthews and Gardner into turn 12 at Canada Corner. Through Thunder Road, they will head up the hill for the final time, and Curtis Matthews does not get the traction out of turn 12 through Bill Mitchell Bend. It is going to be Gardner that is going to pick up the victory in the AM class division, and it came down to the final lap of the race. The Mercedes-Benz out of the final corner powers up the hill with that 6.3 naturally aspirated front-mounted V8. Gardner victorious in AM. Curtis Matthews takes P2, just 7.5 tenths of a second behind.
Wow. Yeah, that's a great race though, man. They had a phenomenal battle all the way from so far through that race. The last 30 minutes at least.
Yeah, as Brian Hoskins takes P3 in AM, James Kingsbury will come across the line, finish P8 in the Pro-Am division. Bonte and Hathaway will be rounding out the top 10 in the session. Koch and Champlin will round out the top 6 in the AM division, but Ryan Merriam, James Hillerich Jr. and Gardner will round out the winners of this second round of the season before we go on our holiday break here for the Coffee Cup presented by the Old Guy Racing League. But still, we are waiting for a few more drivers to come across the line.
So I'm going to go over this real quick while we're waiting just for those last few to cross the line. I meant to get this up earlier, but this is the graphic that I was fighting with earlier in the race. So this is some of the OGRL schedule for this upcoming season. Different things they do on different nights. Like on Mondays they do the rookie road course stuff. So it's all the free tracks and free car combinations. So you can just come have some fun, And Tuesday night they do the ARCA Championship Series, but before that they do a practice session for the GT3 race here, so people can come practice and then jump into that ARCA session. And on Wednesdays they do short track stuff, all kinds of short track car and track combinations. And then Thursday night is the truck series here, and that's always been just extremely popular. And so yeah, a lot of fun things to do over here. Definitely something we need. You need to come check out some of the stuff they do on the other days of the week for sure. All right, let's see. We should have final results now. Let's see. I believe we do.
Okay. Well, what an exciting race here at America's National Park of Speed.
Unbelievable.
Don't worry, I can talk through, and I know the color code, so we're good. We're good. We're good. Don't worry, Jim. Don't worry.
Okay.
Ryan Merriam takes the win after 27 laps overall. The Aeronaut Racing defending champion wins here at Road America for round 2, season 5 of the Coffee Cup presented by OGRL. Head of David Van Roy in second position, with Michael Dion rounding out the top 3 in the 223 negative Delta Motorsports Corvette. Then we got Bradley Tidwell, then we got Cook, Dos Vase, Jeremy Cheney rounding out the top 7. James Hillerick Jr. victorious in the number 6 Ferrari for BWE Racing, rounding out the top 8. Head of Stephen Smalley and Esfach rounding out your top 10. Then it's Riley, Adam Hansen. Then it's, I can't remember Mr. Dudkowski's first name. I'm not too sure. It might have been Brad or Bud or whichever one. I can't remember. But then we got Kenneth Clodin rounding out the top 3. Great debut for the 66 in Pro-Am.
Yeah.
Head of Williams. Sierra rounding out the top 16, Heath Erlinger, and then W. Bailey rounding out your top 18. There's a lot of cars to get through, folks, and a few drivers to speak to.
It jumped past 2 of them. There you go.
So we've got Pernell Hanault in 19th, Jake Gardner winning in AM, ahead of Curtis Matthews and Brian Hoskins, who ran at the top 22, and your top 3 in the AM side of things. And we got James Kingsbury, Hayden Young, JT Sawyer, Bradley Lovings running at the top 26, C. Bonte. Then we got Justin Koch, and we got Hathaway and Gearing rounding out the top 30. Tim Probert finishing 31st overall after a dismal race for the number 12 car.
What a shame.
Michael Champlin. Then we got Lewalski, Scott Carlson, R. Sackett, M. Fry. Then we got C. Risley, then Mr. Purser rounding out the top 38. Still a few more cars to get through because we have 53 of them. We got Mitchell Williams, C. Slane, John Schnabel that had a couple of dramas as well in the 44 car. Bowen Dickerson, Nick Marshall, Simon Belts. Then we had Reis, A. Claudio. Then we had Luis Ortiz, who had steering wheel troubles. Barry Acker. Then we had Stoops, Price, Raul Pasta, unfortunately retiring with 22 laps still to go. And Randy Coyer in the 52 OGRL car, unfortunately also retiring at that point as well. But we do have some drivers to speak to.
Yeah,
and I think the first person we need to bring in, let's bring in our overall race winner, Ryan Merriam.
Yeah, let's do that. That's good. Go ahead.
Yeah. So let me see. Let's bring him in.
Are you going to allow you to drag him? Yeah.
So Ryan Merriam, our defending OGRL Coffee Cup champion. Ryan, congratulations. Bit of a hard-fought one with David Van Roy, but it finally went your way, didn't it?
Yeah. Hey guys. Yeah, it was. I got lucky, really. David deserved that one for sure. He was quicker than me today, and car just wasn't feeling that good. Not sure what really changed from the practice during the week to, I mean, I was kind of back and forth on setups, but the end, I guess it worked out.
Well, you did manage to jump in the pit lane as well, which was a good thing. You were about a second quicker on your fuel stop. So in some respects, that did have to help, didn't it?
Yeah, no, that was probably the key change because that put me in front of him, gave me the track position, and made him have to try to fight hard to get back by me. But I started driving poorly when I saw him catching back up. I was getting the car just wasn't turning how I wanted it to, and I was getting silly off tracks. And he was a few laps away from probably getting back by me before he spun. So it's a shame for him. He was really quick today, but it was a lot of fun.
That's the main thing. And now we go into a little bit of a
1 week,
couple of weeks break.
No,
yeah,
just one.
Just 1 week before we head back to VIR. Obviously, you could spend a bit of time celebrating the holiday season with the family, Ryan. But before we let you go, anyone you'd like to give a shout out today?
Yeah, you guys. Thanks for doing the broadcast today. Can't wait to watch it back. Give a shout out to Mom as always. She's probably been watching, and Bradley Tidwell for running this league. He's doing a great job. Takes a lot of work to run these leagues like this and kind of be the head man of it. So good on him. And other than that, I will see you guys in a couple weeks and have a happy holiday.
Likewise, Ryan. Thank you so much for your time, buddy.
All right, take it easy, guys.
Okay, big thank you there to our overall race winner, Ryan Merriam. I think what we need to do is we need to speak to Michael Dion from Negative Delta Motorsports here, Jim, because what a run he had here today. Michael, P3 in the Corvette, not a bad outing here at Road America, especially when you were battling with the likes of Hayden Young and Tim Probert of all people.
Yeah, not bad. The Corvette post update has been a different car for me with the new season, so I'm struggling a little bit, but I'll figure it out in the next few races. But yeah, it was good. It was a good fun battle with Hayden and those guys. But then after that, after I think Hayden spun, I was just managing off track, so I didn't get to drive through myself for the last 30 minutes of the race. So it was a good race. It was good fun. David and Ryan were lightning bolts as usual.
I mean, with regards to tire degradation, obviously with the we've had the season 1 update now for iRacing for 2026. How has that affected the Corvette for you personally in terms of setup wise?
Yeah, so you just nailed it. That's where it's all been impacted for me. The first 15, 20 minutes of the race, and it was the same at Spa. I feel like the car is just on absolute rails. I can make up positions. I can gain ground, and then it just seems like it falls off a cliff no matter what I do. Trying to minimizing sliding, trying to be a little bit more smooth on inputs when it comes to brakes and throttle on corner exit. Yeah, the Corvette's definitely changed. I'll be honest, the last 2 races I've just used the iRacing fix setup because I've tried to play with it myself and I ended up making it worse. So I've been kind of waiting for some shops to help me out and with the post update. But I'll get it figured out and hopefully be battling with the likes of Ryan and David.
Brilliant. Well, Michael, before we let you go, first of all, want to wish you and your family all the best for a happy holiday season. Obviously, we'll see you back at VIR on January 4th, but anyone you'd like to give a shout out today before we let you go?
To the organizers of this great league and to Bradley and Bradley and for putting this together and also to you, Alex and Jim. This broadcast has been phenomenal and we're happy to have you guys, and you guys do an excellent job. I love watching it back, and so does my wife and kids. So thank you.
All right, man. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Michael. We'll see you at VIR on January 4th. Well done today.
Tell all your friends and family to like and subscribe. It'll help us out. And like the videos and try to share them, because that's what's going to get that's what's going to get the OGRL stuff out in front of more people, and more people will be able to see it. Is just more popular it gets, the better it does in the algorithms, and we can get this OGRL stuff. I tell you what, man, everybody that watches this league loves it. So I agree with you. Shout out to Bradley and Bradley. They do an amazing job. And congratulations. It's good to see you running up front again, man. I missed the days when you were running those Mustangs and you were practicing all the time, and you were fast as lightning, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm back in the swing. Work's changed for me. I'm not living in 2 different places across the country in the United States, and so I got the time now to dedicate, and you'll see me up here for quite a bit. So
that's good. Glad to see that. You were always fun to race against, and you're a good, clean racer and fast. So yeah, it's good to see you back in the saddle, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, fellas. Have a good holidays.
Likewise, Michael. Thanks for your time as always, buddy. Appreciate it. Bye-bye. Okay, I think we've got time, Jim, for one more interview, and we have. Yeah, let's bring in James Hillerick Jr. in, who took the victory. James, what a run you've had in that Ferrari. Pro-Am winner for round 2. How does that sound?
It's extremely surprising this week, because this, like I told y'all last week, I hate this track. I hate everything about it. I was so happy it was over.
Yeah, it's good when you can run like that and hate a place. Let me tell you, I hate to see the track that you really love.
Oh man, yeah. I better be quiet. I guarantee I'm gonna get the bump, but I think it all comes down to qualifying. I mean, like I was just talking to the other guy. I'm gonna send it in qualifying to get myself up there. It gives you a huge advantage, going forward. The next guy's 10.
As long as you don't end up like what happened to Bradley Lovings this week, and he didn't get a good lap in. He had off tracks, and you know.
Yep. But it's risking it for the biscuit, I guess, is what they say,
That's
right?
right. That's right. No, that's
You
good.
couldn't have put it any better there. You couldn't have put it any better there,
You
James,
need,
at all.
I can tell you what though, you need to get ready. They're gonna move you up. It's
Oh
coming.
yeah.
It's coming
I'll
soon.
get used to my 8th, 9th place in the pros, I guess. But
Whatever. Hey, it'll make you faster.
at least I'm racing with them. Exactly. Yep. I'm learning.
If the last 2 weeks are any indication, man, that's where you need to be fighting at this point. I think you are definitely mid to high pack front runner type guy. Because you're also managing your pace out there. You're not having to push during the race when you're 10 seconds ahead.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
You're gonna be,
Yeah.
you're gonna be a mid-pack pro for sure. Because you're, an upper mid-pack pro. Because you're fast. Like I said, you get out front and you just kind of cruise because you don't, there hadn't really been anybody close to you at least in the last 2 weeks. You've had some good track
Some cushion.
space. Yeah,
Yeah.
So. But you got to watch them. They'll be sending you that surprise DM and telling you you're moving up to pro.
At least I got to put 2 wins in the column before it happened.
Yeah,
I guess.
that's right. Yeah, you're gonna get the Merry Christmas. All right, they're gonna Merry Christmas you right up to the pros. But no, congratulations, man. If you got anybody you want to shout out to, go ahead and do that.
Again, it's just the family for letting me do this on Sunday mornings, and obviously my teammates at BWE. 2 seasons ago, I was in AM class, could barely keep up. So with them pushing and teaching me, it's definitely made a huge jump. So just keep pushing, and as always, I appreciate you guys and the broadcast. It's fun to watch after the race, and Merry Christmas to everybody and Happy New Year.
Yeah, man, you too.
Thank you.
And yeah, have a good
James.
holiday
Appreciate
season.
it.
All right, guys, we'll talk to you.
I tell you what, we got a couple of minutes left on our 2-hour mark, so let's pull Dustin and Curtis in at the same time, and we'll chat with them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, James, happy holidays and have a great. We'll see you in 2026 at VIR, buddy. Well done on the winning pro-am today.
Thank you, sir. We'll see you then.
Yep. See you, buddy.
Right. Okay. So I think shall we bring them both in?
Yeah, let's grab them out.
Let's bring. Oh, well, I brought him in already. Let's bring in Dustin as well. Let's go. Right. Okay. We got Curtis Matthews, our runner-up in the AM class. It was so close, Curtis. And we've also got Dustin Dosvace, who rounded up, I think, top 6 in our pro division. Guys,
6 overall, yeah.
Guys, that was a bit of a tough race for you both, wasn't it? In one way or another.
Yeah. I was running P1 for most of the race, and then I was having a good battle with crap. No, I can't remember his name.
Gardner.
No. Before Gardner, but even then, on the second half fighting with Gardner, Sawyer, JT. So when I was fighting with JT, I was having a blast, and then he got in front of me, and he lost in like turn 5, and I accidentally tapped him, which spun around even more because I was so close. So I felt really bad for that one. And then with John Gardner, I saw there was an incident coming up the straightaway where he got spun out at turn 1, and then he caught up to me because my front tires were just shot. And then at the last lap, he got hit, and I was like, you know what? I just don't want to win that way. I don't want that. To me, that would be a dirty win on my part. So that's why I was just like, you know what? You can have it, man. You earned it.
Well, good on you. That's good sportsmanship, and that's cool.
I was going to say, Curtis, from my side, nice to see someone actually deciding to run the Acura.
Yes.
Oh, man, that's my baby. That's my pride and joy.
Me too. I don't get it. What
everyone
happened?
gives me so much crap for it, but I love it. It looks amazing.
That's the thing. It's not a bad car. I don't know why nobody's running it.
They just don't like the understeer on the front. You just got to learn how to handle it. Like I said, I made some adjustments last minute that I didn't practice with. So I end up eating my front tires more than I was used to. So that's why I just couldn't keep up towards the end. I was just trying to manage. A lot of people just don't like the understeer. They like a loose car. Mm-hmm. So, but I love the Acura. I've always have, and I've been racing with it, since it came out, and that's my baby.
Yeah, me too. You and I, back in the day, we were, kind of competitive, ran that same, area in class and stuff. And I was driving the Acura as well. And I tell you what, I like the car. I don't find it to even be that understeery, to be honest, because I like a looser race car. But by the same token, I probably set mine up to be a little looser, so it helps. It helps with the rotation, But
I'm gonna be honest. I think it's probably the sexiest looking car. It's a very minimalist car in design wise, but to me, just the lines just look really sexy. So
I
it
love
just adds to it.
I agree with you 100%. But hey, it's good to see you running up front here in the class too, man. This one got away from you tonight by a little bit, but not. You're right there, and you've been right there. So yours is coming soon, I'm sure.
Yeah, like I said, that's why I didn't want. To me, it would have been a cheap win. Because we have one Gardner, and I didn't want to win that way. That's why I just gave it back. So I'll earn it the right way. When my time is, my time is.
Yeah, I mean, plus, look, having a little, where you right down to the very end, and you make a sportsmanship choice to penalize yourself. That's a gentleman's way to race. I like it.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe he'll pay it back forward one day.
Maybe
know what
not.
I mean?
Maybe he'll punch you, but still, you did
That's true.
You did the good thing anyway. Hey, man, I couldn't help myself. It's good to talk to you, man. It's good to have you back around. I've missed you. I ended up doing other races than the ones that you were racing in, and then. So it's been a little while since I've seen you, but it's good to all be back here in the coffee cup again for sure.
Yeah, I've been teamed up with BWE for a while now, and we've been focusing on a lot of the endurance races.
Uh-huh.
So I kind of like dropped off with the coffee cup, and I stopped doing the TGR
stuff. Yeah,
the GR86 races. So I might start all that back up. I've been busy with dogs. We just actually had a litter of puppies.
Yeah,
so I've been working with those guys.
Episode because I love dogs. So
yeah, well, we just had a litter. I have 3 actually. So after this race, I need to go check up on them.
Yeah, I miss all the corgi pictures. I love the dog. But hey, man, congratulations on. Well, I'm glad you're back in here and being very competitive so far. It's gonna be fun to watch you battle for that championship this year.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see how it goes. But hey, Gardner and Sawyer, I wanted to say great job to those guys. They were fast.
Good race.
Gardner definitely deserved that win, so I'm happy for him. It was fun racing with JT. So, we'll see how next week goes.
Yeah. Oh well, week after next we're taking.
Oh yeah, that's right. We got a week
next
off.
Week off, but yeah, that's. But yeah, right. Week after next we'll be right back at it. All right, buddy.
Don't let Dustin talk. I'll say great broadcast. You guys do some amazing work.
All right, buddy. Good to talk to you.
See you guys.
Go ahead.
Last but by certainly not. No, sorry about that, Dustin. We were going to try and bring you
nearly as much to say. His race was much more notable than mine.
Well, still, you managed to finish P6 overall. I mean, Road America's one track that we all know that has to be respected. I mean, we did see quite a few hairy moments. I think, who is it? Mitchell Williams having to avoid a pinballing Porsche out of the pit lane. So I think Mitchell might have needed
for him.
Yeah, Mitchell was at full velocity heading into turn 1, Dustin, and it was like literally, okay, that Corvette's having a tank slapper, and backwards it goes straight into, searching in the kitty litter off of T1. But talk to us about how your race was. I mean, it's always difficult in the GT3 Pros because the skill level's so high.
Yeah, and I'm not good enough, really, to match like the fast dudes, like the DVRs, the Ryan Merriams of the world. I qualified really good this race, and I knew I was only going to fall backwards, so I just tried to keep it clean, manage my off tracks. Towards the end, I had like one extra. I had the lift going on in the backstretch once, and Tidwell got around me. I raced him. Brent to the end, and they're both clean and fast, so that was a lot of fun. Just happy I could hang on. All I could do was keep it clean and finish where I did, I guess. I don't know. I didn't pass a single car all race, so just held on.
Well, I think sometimes that always helps, means that there's that you can keep it consistent. I mean, how was the Aston when it got towards the end of the race? I mean, those tires must have felt like they were falling off a cliff.
It felt bad. it felt real bad. This is my first time driving like a front engine GT3 in the league. I'm usually in the Ferrari but so I'm getting used to it. But yeah, the
How
last
long have you been
15
in this
minutes or
car
so.
now?
This is my just second race.
Second race.
Yeah.
But I mean, how long did so you haven't been with it since it came out then?
No, not really. I just, I drove the Ferrari in this league, and that's what I drove in like special events and stuff. I was driving random cars, and then I decided to do the Aston because it's the best looking car in my opinion.
It is. It's cool. Yeah.
And that's pretty
a
much
sweet. That's a sweet paint job you have on it too. But
yeah,
I like that.
Courtesy challenge. So,
but yeah. So my question is, in the time that you've driven it, did this last update improve the car again? Because when it came out, it was horrific to drive from everything that I heard. And then
I have no idea.
You don't? Okay. So I know there was some patches along the way that helped it, but I was just curious. I haven't put any time in it in a while.
I haven't put enough time in it to back then.
It doesn't seem tail happy though on you. It doesn't seem.
Yeah, you got to be careful on throttle. Coming out of corners, in practice, I'll lose it quite a bit. Try to find the limit. It doesn't feel particularly stable, but again, that might just be my skill speaking, or lack thereof.
Right. And my skill's completely unstable. There ain't no doubt about that.
Yeah. So I don't know if I should be blaming the car or myself, but
it's always the car's fault. Don't you know that? It's always the car. If the setup
blame the
better,
machinery.
Well, I mean, if you're doing the setup, never mind. It's that setup shop screwed me, But look, man, it's good to have you in the box talking, and for me personally, it's good to be back, have you guys over on MotorMouth, and me getting to continue broadcasting this league. This was the very first league I joined when I joined iRacing, and been here ever since. So.
Well, I appreciate the work you guys do.
All right, man. Yeah, no, good job. Good. Yeah, like I said, you're running solid and steady in the pros. That's good to see. We'll talk to you soon.
Yep, sounds good. Y'all have a great holidays.
All right.
Likewise, Dustin. Thanks for your time, buddy.
Yep,
appreciate it. Well, good to have a catch up with some of the guys from the old guy OGRL Coffee Cup, and nice to chew the fat with them as well. I mean. I did like the fact that Curtis has got Corgi Master on his on his Discord tag as well, which is good.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, we're all dog. You said. I mean, we've got a little toy poodle by the name of Toby, who, like, literally just before we were going live, his mum came back home, and then literally it was howling, whining, scratching at the door. So I literally had to put myself on mute and run over there and go go on, out you go then. So when I'm on my own, he's putty in my hands. But then when there's someone else in the house, it's like, oh right, I've had enough of you.
Well, mine will sit here and he'll whine at me during the race. So I just like to include him in the broadcast. I'm like, well, apparently Bo didn't like that move at all.
No, he didn't like that one bit.
So here, let's run through, remind everybody that we have next week off, and we're going to come back on the 4th at VIR, and it looks like Alex is. Did you tell me earlier that you're going to do that race with me as well?
I'm going to be more than happy to rejoin my partner in crime in the booth, Mr. Jim Cunningham, for VIR. So the OGRL Coffee Cup, Season 5, 2025-2026. Once again, we have to say a big thank you to Arcadian Woodcraft, Laurie's Locks, and MAS Solutions for sponsoring the league here on MotorMouth Broadcasting. So, folks, that's it from us here. And we will see you after the new year on January 4th, as the series will head to its third stop of the calendar from Road America to Virginia. VIR will be round 3 of the season, and until that point, myself and Jim would like to wish you all happy holidays and also a happy new year for 2026.
And a hally-ho, apparently.
And a hally-ho, yes, indeed. Well, the thing is that it's so last minute. My words have been tripping over my tongue like nobody's business. But until next time, race hard, race fast, and, well, you've got to go flat out like you have to here at Road America. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. See you all in 2026.